And we got semi-final number 2 coming up right now. And as you said, plenty of big names in this one. The boys are just washing their skis, and the man in the middle, Mitchell Trim, he is one of the best in the business, the former silver medalist at the Australian Championship. He'd have to be the strong favourite in this one, but a couple of the boys here are really going to try and show him up. Two in particular, two that you're very familiar with, Jack, James Porter and Jet Kenny from Alexandra Headland.
Most certainly two to keep an eye on. Two young guns, finished second in the Australian titles in the double ski. They're going to be two to watch.
The second semi-final lines up. Kenny in the middle and Porter closest to screen, and they're on and away. One missed the start out the back there, so I don't know who that was, but he definitely did not get off to a flyer. It looks like it was Dan Booth there from Surfers Paradise, so a former Redhead competitor and probably the most ripped human you've ever seen as a 12-year-old is at the back of the ski field. Out in front, Mark Stowe from Redhead really leading him out. A kayak paddler, and Mitchell Trim in second place, just biding his time there on the wash as the boys make their way out. They start to form a V, but I think at the side of the screen there you can see a little bit of wash, Jack. Somebody snuck out in front at the moment and is leading as Mark Stowe tries to go across and jump on his wash. There he is. There's the tail of the ski there. So we'll quickly try and figure out who that is.
That looks like Luke Gosling from the Manly Club.
Oh, he's done a great job to sneak out in front and lead them around. So Gosling in 1, Stowe 2, Trim in 3 as they make their way to the first can. Then it looks like Bernard from Stockton just down the road back and forth, showing the young guns how it's done there. And these waves really starting to peak up on the outside. Ski paddlers aren't going to like this, having to force their way around cans with sets trying to clean them up.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad for the front guys, but we see one of the back guys in the drink, so he's struggling. I don't know who that is.
I don't know what the ski paddlers hate more, swimming or running, and they're forced to do both at the moment here at Redhead, so they will not be coming back, that's for sure. Luke Gosling out in front, turns on the way home. Mark Stowe would be looking for a win in front of a home crowd here for the Redhead Club. Mitchell Trim, watch him go. Whoa, he really revs things up on top of that runner there and moves his way into second place, but Gosling responds and goes away again. So Gosling out in front, Stowe in 2, and look at the little break he's made there. If he can get a nice easy wave home to shore, he will be laughing in this second semi-final. It's all about qualification, but here the boys come. They're pushing. It looks like Jet Kenny at the top of your screen. They're working his way across. Mark Stowe's onto it, and I think that is Mitchell Trim as well, taking the top line. So we got 3, 4, and Bernard, the Stockton man, on a wave, and another comes in there. Another Bronte competitor's on there. So we've got 6 on, and things start to get interesting now as they head round. Stowe doesn't bother with the can. He's just making his way straight to shore. We'll see the wave really stand up on this inside bank, and it's all about skills from here on out, isn't it?
Yeah, we're going to see these boys lift their rating. They want to keep that ski moving forward, get it out in front of that wave, and get themselves to the beach as clean as possible.
Nobody does it as well as Mitchell Trim, multiple Australian medalist, and then Glenn Bernard there, the Stockton man, makes his way in. So it's Trim will lead round. Kenny picks up the ski without a drama. These boys, they're big and strong. These 16-foot skis aren't an issue at all. Stowe in 3rd, and then we have a race in 6 on waves behind them. So Stowe's around. Dean Blanche, the Bronte resurgence continues. He will make his way around, and now the race is on. There was our leader there, Gosling, so he's made his way back in the field. A little bit of push and shove for these boys. TJ Hendy from Surfers Paradise and Jamo Porter with a lot of work to do at the back of the field, just trying to get in. He's in the red zone at this point. You do not want to be there.
Well, these boys are going to have to work hard to get themselves back up into the top 8 and through to that final.
What about the lead Mitchell Trim's opened up here? He was on a wave with the rest of the field and Jet Kenny, and now he's probably put 150 metres into him. Jack, he's from your club at Alexandra Headlands. He must be coached by you.
No, I look after the young kids, Josh, the youth, the up-and-comers.
The next generation, you are the mentor, which is a scary thought, and a scary thought for TJ Hendy. Oh, a couple of boys go sideways there, so crash and bash in this ski race. It looks like Gosling is out and over one. Kenny's through, and TJ Hendy, after a couple of rolls and having to maybe throw the ski over the top, he will make his way into whitewater, and the day is over for a couple of our back markers, and so tough there for these guys. One man who is doing it easy out in front, Mitchell Trim. You can see why he's been on the podium at the Australian Championships before, and in the mixed double and the double ski as well. So a great ski paddler who generally just sticks to surf paddling. We see a lot of the ski paddlers cross over to kayaking as well, but not Trimmer. He likes the waves, he likes the bash and crash of the ski race, and he's certainly showing why out in front.
Well, he's got a great group of guys down at Newport to work with, the likes of Kendrick Louis, Dane Farrell, Max Brooks. There's plenty of potential down there, guys that can paddle their ski as well as swim and board.
Don't forget Luke Morrison and Chad Alston. The boys won a ski relay in 2014 at the Australian Championship, and there's definitely something in the water at Newport. They're establishing themselves as one of the strongest clubs in surf life saving, and one of the strongest men in surf life saving. Mitchell Trim starts to wind it up on the way home, just looking for a wave, but how easy is he doing it at this point? In your mind, what are you doing here now? Are you just trying to get yourself through to the final, making sure you make no mistakes, or is it all guns blazing and try and close this thing off?
No, we see Mitchell Trim relax now. He knows that if he gets his skills right, he's going to see himself through to the final later on today. He's just got to make sure he limits those mistakes, picks off a little one. He's got plenty of time to get himself back to the beach.
We talk about it constantly, limiting those mistakes as he just heads sideways, but there isn't a man who can control this craft much better than him. We harp on about it. No mistakes, no mistakes, no mistakes, but they just make such a big difference in this kind of racing.
If you don't make them, you'll see yourself through to the top 8, so long as you do enough to set it up early on.
Mitchell Trim has set himself into the final with a great paddle here, and he'll just cruise home. It looks like Jet Kenny, son of the great Ironman Grant Kenny, will work his way through, and now the race gets serious. It looks like Nath Neal there from the Allura Club on the white ski with the green nose. TJ Henny is in a little bit of trouble. There's going to be a race on here. James Porter's in it, but no troubles up front for Trim. He will be number 1 through to the final. Oh, there's one off. Neal's off there from the Allura Club, but he's gotten through. It looks like James Porter's paddled through the field there. So a great performance from him. Trim's across the line. Kenny is across the line, and now it starts to get serious. Looks like Stowe's getting those short legs up the beach. He has a little bit of work to do. Neal's there, Porter's there, Stowe's there. It looks like Goulding's in the mix as well. They're running. TJ Hendy's across. Oh, I'll have to leave that one up to the judges to see who qualifies for our final, but it is going to be an absolute cracker. Mitchell Trim in 1, Jet Kenny in 2, Nathan Neal from Allura in 3. We make our way to our other qualifiers, Jake Reese, James Porter, Tori Callan and TJ Hendy just snuck home. All of these boys will rest up. They've got the final coming up in just a moment's time.